Hello, ladies. Good afternoon, and welcome. I am live for a few minutes today. I sent an email out to my tribe to tell them that I am going to be going live. And very often I am challenged with scheduling lives. Okay. So I'm trying to do better with letting you guys know what's going on, what's happening in the Mamathon universe so that everybody knows what is happening in due season. Okay. Happy Wednesday to everybody. It has been quite a whirlwind week for us. And even now, I am taking a pause from my regularly scheduled day to connect with you ladies and do a little bit of teaching at the same time about creating your own results and guaranteeing the result that you're looking for. While I am making sure that we're live in all the places, and I want to share this live too, because you know how Facebook ends up going. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Today we're talking about decision making. Today we are talking about starting and stopping. Today we are talking about creating opportunities and procrastination and making powerful decisions and perfectionism, a whole host of symptoms, okay, symptoms that all come from us moving and then pressing pause and then moving again and pressing pause again. All right. I have been really excited about what we have coming up this month. Number one, Mamathon conference tickets go on sale on May 10th at lunchtime. My plan is to teach the Finding Your Flow masterclass on that Friday at lunchtime as well, so that all of you know when you come to the event experience exactly what we have unfolding for you, for one, but then also the kind of culture that you are coming into as a Mamathon conference attendee. I have been told, I already know this to be true internally, but I have been told over and over again, year after year, that the Mamathon conference is unlike any other event. And I believe it's because we combine together all of the different versions of who you are. Okay. I am an avid believer that we are never just this one person. Like, you are one woman, this person, but you have so many different parts of your identity. You have so many different parts of your identity. You have the woman that is virtuous and loves the Lord. Okay, you have her. You have the woman who wants to take better care of herself, work on her Megan the Stallion needs, and get her, get some of that fupa going, right? Like some of that. We want to be that woman that takes good care of ourselves inside and outside, mentally, physically, emotionally. You want to be a wife that is present and attentive and loving. You want to be a mom that is present, right? That doesn't feel resentful that her children get to live their best life and work on their goals, but you also get to enjoy them. You don't want to wait until they're grown and soaring and going away to really enjoy this season of your life. I have been there where I was not enjoying that season. Okay. And so that's another part of your identity. Okay. Another part of your identity is having goals and work that you love. Okay. Having goals and work that you love. I genuinely believe, without a shadow of a doubt, that as a coach, as a facilitator, I have one of the best jobs in the world. Hey, everybody. I have one of the best jobs in the world. I seriously love my job. However, there are some of us that we are still working to find out exactly who we are in this phase of our lives. And so we want to be more organized. We want to find a way that we're doing what we feel we're put on this earth to do. I want to do what I feel like I'm on this earth to do. And sometimes the busyness of my life, sometimes with things being hectic and moving so fast, I don't feel like I get to be this person. Okay. And so with all of this and so much more, I am a believer that the Mamathon Conference seeks to meet all of those needs. We seek to meet all of those needs as a part of our community, as part of my coaching work. It's all I do anyway, but the conference is the opportunity for whosoever will, let them come. Okay. If you have a heart to grow your network with women who are vision minded and focused and love the Lord and love their families, and we don't play about our coins, then sis, it's the place for you to be, okay? Last year we had a time. This year we are going to go above and beyond to really execute in a bigger way. Everything I've been thinking about is how to go bigger. Okay. So if that's you, if you know that you're a woman, you love your family, you love the Lord, you want to be more involved in the work that is purpose filled and focused, then we welcome you to join us. The dates are October 25th through the 27th in Atlanta. Yes, we will feed you. Yes, you'll be staying in luxury. And yes, you will leave completely, totally transformed and changed. That's not a hype. That is just what it is. Okay. All right, guys, we're about to get started with our content for the day. I want to go live on Instagram too. Here we go. All right, everybody. There we are. Okay, so today we are focusing on this idea of starting and stopping. Okay. I had one of the ladies, hey. I had one of the ladies reach out to me via email. Okay. And she told me that email I sent out, this is several weeks ago. I sent out about how we start and stop in our journey, that many times this is the reason why we don't hit the goal. Okay. Hey, my favorites. This is the reason why a lot of times we do not hit our goal. Okay. How many times have you been the woman who moves in a direction and then once you're on the way, you stop? How many times have you been the woman who, once you've been doing it for a while, you take a break? Okay. Oh, you can't hear me? Wait, hold on. There we go. Okay. Shakita, tell me if you can hear me now. Okay. I turned my Wi-Fi, my Bluetooth off. Thank you for that. Can you hear me now? I'm gonna wait for you to tell me if you can. No, seriously? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna restart the live. I'll be right back. Okay. Discard video, discard. Okay. She said for some reason she could not hear me. So I'm gonna start the live over again. Organize your world. Okay, let's see if that's better. Okay, everybody, we're gonna start again. I have been working through this process over the course of time of identifying what are the reasons why we start and then we stop. We start and then we stop. Okay. Sometimes it is for a good reason. Sometimes we decide to slow down intentionally to take care of family for a little while. Sometimes we slow down on purpose to sort out some things and work on some new ideas. Hi, Shakita. Can you hear me now? Let me know if my audio is better. Hey, ladies. Sometimes we decide to take a break or slow down because we're trying to create a different strategy, or we had a new baby, right? I have a lot of kids. So whenever a new baby pops on the scene, I have to take a little bit of a slow down and reevaluate. Okay. Loud and clear. Wonderful. Thank you. So for a lot of us, we have different reasons why we need to take a break. Okay. But I want to challenge us today. Okay. I want to challenge us today with this idea of pressing pause and, kind of unplugging, decompressing from everything. It was my coach, okay, my personal coach, that told me that sometimes when you feel the need to take breaks over and over again, that there's usually something wrong with your business processes. If you feel like you need to shut everything down, take a pause from being who you're supposed to be in order to resurge back into the world, in order to feel like you can process things, in order to feel like you need to make changes. She was like, your business has some serious errors if you feel like you need to pull out completely and just stop everything, go on a extended, y'all know how we do 6-month sabbaticals and things, literally pulling back from our social media, from friends and family, from this. We'll pull back from a lot of places in order to quote unquote sort ourselves out. Okay. Now, as much as I believe in Sabbath time and quiet, as much as I believe in, yes, taking a break, I believe that somewhere in this in this path to becoming who we're supposed to be, there are some errors. There might be some chinks in the armor. There might be some places where we are creating problems where there shouldn't be some, okay? Because we feel like I just need to unplug from everything. I just need to take a break. I just need to press pause. Okay? We'll go into I am especially if you're an entrepreneur. Like, I'm just saying, because we get to write our own rules in a lot of ways. So we will tell ourselves, I just get to become this person, take this break, and then it'll all be fine. I'll come back when I'm ready. You see the people, they take a break off their social media for months and months. They come back and they're expecting for this whole bunch of stuff to change. And all of these things have happened. A lot of times we take a break without actually needing one. Now, y'all go with me, okay? Let's talk about starting and stopping. Let's talk about starting and stopping, where we become the person, okay? The person who is challenged with being consistent, the person who is challenged with being determined, dedicated, committed to any specific goal. Many times what we will do is we will lack the focus, lack the tenacity, lack being the person that needs to show up for this. We will not be her, we will be the other, okay? We will be this other person. I want us today I want to ruffle just 2 or 3 feathers, okay? I just want to ruffle a little bit this amazing idea that I have to start and stop in order to be successful. Okay, that if I lean in wholeheartedly to my goal, I will burn out. Or if I sit with this long enough, something's going to happen. Something has to happen that's going to make sure I'm not sustainable. This goal, this dream is not sustainable if I don't max myself out. Okay. Now, every single woman that I am honored to work with, coach with, facilitate with, all of us have the same symptoms. Okay. All of us have the same symptoms. We have big, audacious, exciting ideas. We have a whole bunch of people in our life who are relying on us. Okay. We are trying to overcome whatever types of imbalances that we might have with our schedules, with our children, with our husbands. We're trying to make everything work together. Okay. And because we are that person, often we have already experienced burnout in the past. We've already experienced that, been there, done that, probably wrote a book about it, probably doing some research on it. Like, some of my clients are getting their PhDs or they're college professors and they're studying this stuff for real. Okay. All of this, it written into the seams of our lives, where we end up feeling like I have to, if I give myself completely to this goal, this is going to be the result. Okay. This is going to be the result. What if you could show up, be who you're supposed to be, and not be burned out? What if you can show up, do what you need to do, love your work, and not feel like at the end of this project, I need to take a month off? Okay. So here's how we bring all of these thoughts together. Okay. Good morning. Here's how we bring these thoughts together. First of all, I want to remind all of us, number one, you set the goal. You set the goal. Now, prior to me showing up on the internet today, I was cleaning my house. My older kids are at their math program, and my 2 littles did homeschool with them, sent them on their way into the room to go do something else, play a game. And I was out here. I turned Beyonce Homecoming on Netflix. Okay, when she hit the "I'm getting to the money," everybody mad that I turned that on and was just dancing around my house as I cleaned and tidied and did the things. And there was something that she said on the video, on the film, that was really interesting to me. Okay, what she said on this particular film was this. She said, I had to commit to this goal, and people don't understand the sacrifice. She said, people do not understand the sacrifice that it takes to be the person that puts on this type of show. that puts on this type of content and filming and the sacrifice you have for your family, all of these things. Like, people don't understand what it takes to become this person. And I'm like, the queen bee, okay, Beyonce herself owned up to the fact that she's had to make a lot of sacrifices, for one. And number two, if anybody has help and support, I would think she does. Okay. If anybody has chefs and babysitters and nannies and all of the support in the world, you would think that that's her. Okay. And one thing that she said was, people don't understand how much you have to sacrifice in order to get to this goal. And I thought to myself this question: who told you you had to do it? Who told you that you had to do it? Who said to you that this was the only way that you were going to be able to be successful? Who told her that? Now, we know who she is. We know she's the queen of queens, okay? I love her music, other than more recent. I love her as a person. I'm sure she's amazing. But nobody's really told you that you had to become this other person. No one really actually said that. So what if we have a tendency on the inside, okay? What if we have a tendency on the inside to become this person who we don't really have to be? Did someone tell us that we had to go and achieve this? Did somebody tell us that this was the only way to do it? Did someone tell us that this is what we had to be or had to achieve in order for it to work? Okay. Did somebody tell us this? Who was that person? Who was that person that said, this is the goal, it's been assigned to you, and there's no other way that you're allowed to do this? Hey, ladies, there's no other way you're allowed to do this. It has to be done this way. The only way that you'll experience this, let's be transparent. I'll talk about myself, right? Be transparent. Nobody twists my arm to put the Mamathon conference on every year. Nobody twists my arm to do it. Every year, it gets bigger and bigger. Every year, the budget gets bigger and bigger. And every year, I love the challenge. I love the challenge. I love the person that I become when I go after big things, when I'm not afraid of big numbers. What? I love the person I become. So who told you that you had to have this goal? Who told you that this was assigned to you and there's no other way to accomplish it? Not, I want to, maybe not 100%, I'll say 85% of the things that we place on our plates, that we put on our tables, that we bring together, most of the time, those are things that we assign ourselves. You set your own goal. And even if you are following the direct direction of the Lord and he's telling you what he wants for it to be, okay? Even as we're mapping all of this out, I want to challenge us to consider, maybe I set the pace for how fast I decide to do this. I could cut the Mamathon conference attendees off right now. Let it be half full and just be done. But when I see the vision, that's not what I see. But that doesn't mean the vision has to happen this year. It could be the vision is for 2 years, 3 years. But let's see what happens if we decide to do it for 2024. Okay? Let's see how this unfolds, how it all comes together. Very interesting stuff. I just wonder to myself, if you set the goal, or even if we're going with what God has, as we go with what God is showing us to do, you still get to create like the small nominal ways that you're going to get there. No one is twisting your arm to make you set this goal. Nobody made Beyonce do Coachella. Sure, she was the first Black woman. Nobody's making her do it. So who told you that you, just like God said to Adam and them, who told you you were naked? Who told you you had to do this kind of way? Was it anybody that actually said this, or did you create that yourself? Okay, did we come up with this ourselves? So that's number one, you set the goal. Number two, you set the pace. You set how fast you decide to get there. Okay, how fast are you going to get there? I am a believer wholeheartedly that for many of us, we set a date or a timeline, but we don't tell other people like we could because we're in our feelings sometimes about if we become that person or if we don't. Okay. Sometimes we're in our feelings about, will I do it on schedule? Am I now the person that will make myself be this girl? Okay. Am I willing to be the person that makes that happen? I find it very interesting. Okay. I find it very interesting how we will have an idea, a goal, and we will keep it to ourselves. We will hold it here and expect or look for people to co-sign on something that doesn't yet exist. Sometimes we will want people to co-sign on a goal that does not exist yet. You want funding for a conference that isn't there. Okay. You want attendees for something that hasn't been created. You want people to partner with your business, but you haven't put anything out there yet. What would it look like if you went all the way in and you set a pace at a higher level than you ever had before? What would that look like? How would that feel? Maybe a little uncomfortable, maybe a little enlightening, right? Like, this could work. But what if you put a little bit of extra, put your foot on the gas and decided you were going to go all the way? How would that feel for you? Okay. What if you set the pace on how fast you get there? And because our idea today is starting and stopping, hey, because our idea today is starting and stopping, I wonder if we slow ourselves down, right? We slow ourselves down tremendously when we keep taking breaks. I want to say it was it last week, maybe 2 weeks ago. I was talking to several of my clients. We had a group call, and I was asking them, can we be honest about the level of action that we are taking? For real, for real. I told my husband yesterday, and ladies who coach with me, y'all are going to enjoy this. And I'm going to talk more about it next week during our sessions. So I told my husband, I said, I'm sending out a minimum of $10,000 in proposals every day. I'm sending out a minimum of 10K in proposals every single day. All right. That looks like organizations, partnerships, speaking engagements, 10K a day. You can come out. You can go. 10K a day. Because I have a certain consulting goal. I coach because I love it. Okay. So I like to keep my coaching stuff the same. But there's a whole other bucket, right? There's a whole other side of Mamathon that is aside from coaching. So we got the speaking, the workshop facilitating. We have creating partnerships with organizations, all this kind of stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, I need to do 10K a day. I'm not going to bed till I did 10K a day worth of partnerships. If each speaking engagement is $2,000, $4,000, $5,000, okay? If each one is that, how many do I need to send to make it a 10K a day type of initiative? What kind of work is that? What kind of level do you need to have your mind at? What kind of pace do you need to be thinking about? We have goals as a family. I mean, I don't know about you guys. Y'all may have some different sets of goals, but my son is about to be a junior in high school. What? And even though we're planning on full scholarships, he might need some book money, right? So I'm looking ahead. I have a meeting today with our local housing authority downtown. Okay, I'm excited. And I'm like, listen, what are we going to create together? What can we create? I'm committed to this big picture. What would that commitment look like for you if you decide the pace that I've been using in the past is no longer sufficient? It hasn't been giving the result that I've been working towards. So I might need to pick it up. I might need to pick it up. I might need to do a little bit more. I might need to show up more. I might need to be more consistent in these other ways. In what ways do I need to make a shift, make a pivot? Okay. And some of us, we are so worried about it being perfect, or we are so overwhelmed with so many decisions. We have decision fatigue. Okay. All of these things. But what if you can create your own opportunities and your own yeses? What if all of that is sitting right there for you? Okay. So, number one, you do set the goal. Nobody told you you had to do this. You said this is what you wanted. Number two, you set the pace. You decide how fast you're going to get there through your actions, through your initiatives, through how you wake up and show up in the world, through the coffee you drink and you get to moving. You set that pace. I got up this morning and I was so excited. I was very proud of myself. I woke up, I had coffee, and I put on my running shoes. I've been struggling with creating this new habit of getting up and running in the morning. I got up, I put on my running shoes, I walked outside like, oh my goodness, this is everything. I put my earphones in, I had a sermon going, I was listening to Darius Daniels, and it was the best 45 minutes. It was so good for my soul. It was a perfect way for me to start my day. Okay. Aside from that, it was so liberating for me to have it done early. I took better care of my body. I stretched better and everything, y'all, so I wasn't in as much pain when I went running. But I did all of these things. I get to set the pace on this goal. Why am I not back at half marathon status yet? Because I set the pace. I decided it wasn't a priority. Okay. Where in your life do you set the pace? And where in your life are you saying this is not a priority for me right now? Where are you saying that? Where are you telling yourself, I should be further along? I should be at this place, even no matter what. Where are you telling yourself, this is what I should be seeing in my life, but I haven't put forth the elbow grease to get there yet? Where in my life have I been doing that? Where in my life do I have an expectation of any part of this? I was telling one of my clients this the other day. Sometimes we have an expectation and we just haven't put the elbow grease in yet. I have to be okay with what is required of me to hit the level of greatness I see for myself. You created this goal. I could take a whole lot of stress off myself, y'all. If I said, no mamathon conference this year, y'all figure out your problems yourself, I'm staying home. Right? I create that goal for me. I decided I want to double my attendees. I decided we want to go to a bigger ballroom. I decide, I want to do all these meals, knowing good and well that if you go to any other conference, they don't feed you at all. And I'm telling my event planner, I want to feed lunch, dinner, all you can eat, because we eat at the conference. All you can eat buffet, Sunday brunch. I want to do it up. That's my decision. So here I am working towards a goal that I decided on. I made that choice. So now I get to set the pace towards how fast I'm going to get there. Am I willing to be her? Am I willing to be the woman who wakes up in the morning and drinks a little coffee and puts on her running shoes and then has a protein shake when she comes home? What? Who is that? Am I willing to be that person? Am I willing to pick up the pace, send more emails, right? Reach out for more information, tell people who I am, send follow-ups, right? Am I willing to be that person? I think that there's a big difference between those who see the fruition of their goal and those who take twice as long, because a lot of times we want to set the pace and we want to do the most relaxed pace. We want to get there in a relaxed and comfortable way. But then we also want the results that come from giving it all we have. The ratio doesn't go together. The ratio doesn't go together. It just doesn't. They don't fit. They don't fit. How can we as women, as family women, as leaders, as community founders, as change makers, right? I get to set my own pace for the goal that I created. For the goal I created. I made this goal. I decided this is what I wanted. How dare I think anything less of what God put in my heart to do? Okay. So, number one, you set the goal. Number two, you set the pace. And number three, I've kind of touched on this. You get to set or determine who you become while you do this. You get to make the determination of who you become while you pursue this goal. Will you be a woman who is more focused, more determined, more disciplined? Will you be a woman who decides procrastination no longer works for me? Will you be a woman who is learning the basic foundational principles to achieve and do well in the work that you love? Are you willing to say yes to the right things? Are you willing to politely decline with love things that are not aligned? Are you willing to be this person? Because a lot of times when it comes to committing all the way, that's where we begin to say, you know what? Thank you, but no thank you. So we start to slide off to being this person. Hey. So I just want to challenge us today at lunchtime. I got to prepare to pick my kids up and do some other mom things that I do on Wednesdays. But who do you want to become while you pursue this goal? Nobody gave you this goal. Nobody told you had to do it. The goal is one that you co-create. God gives you an inkling in your heart. He gives you a vision of what you're going to become and what this thing is going to be, right? But maybe that vision, of course, that vision is for an appointed time. You decided when that time was going to be. I decide I want to do this year, not next year. And when we move that deadline up, or whatever deadline we decide for ourselves, can you be faithful enough, committed enough to be the woman who follows through? To be the woman who follows through. Because many times that's where the disconnect happens. We start and then we stop. We start and then we stop. And the reason why is because we go through the roller coaster ride of changes, okay? And when we become someone that is now uncomfortable, when we have to jump in and invest in certain ways, it's like, you know what? I feel like I should just solve this problem myself, right? I should be able to navigate this on my own. I had an amazing mom reach out to me last week about coaching, right? And this amazing superfly sister, she was like, I feel like me and my husband are moving like ships in the night. She was like, I'm doing good in my career. I'm doing good in this way and that way, but I'm not being the wife I want to be. I'm not being the mom I want to be while I do this. There are other ladies, we are 100% wife, 100% mom, 100% partner. We're all in with our families. But then when it comes to work that we love, we're not committed. Or to this big vision, we're not committed. Okay? What if there was this beautiful, happy medium that we could find where you could say, me and my husband are doing really good. We feel solid. I feel like I'm available for my kids, right? Like I was talking to one of my clients yesterday about the assumption that doing well in your business means you're not a present mom. And even if we don't say it out loud all the time, which she and I, we talk about all the things. But I was like, what if you can have a really successful business and love what you do and you still slow down and laugh with your kids? What if quality time isn't always quantity of hours? Because I don't want to be around nobody all the time. My husband is the next closest second. I actually like him. But my house is loud, y'all. My house is loud all the time. Right now is an exception. Or if one of us are doing something like this, it's an exception. My house, the decibel level is outrageous. Okay? So I don't want to be around anybody all the time. That's just me. Okay. So I believe that quantity of hours does not equate to quality of hours. What are the most important things that I should be doing with my family, with my loved ones, so that I have that quote unquote balance that I've been looking for. Okay. So we want to be able to be doing well with our spouses, loving them, being present with them. We want to be able to be a healthy support agent, nurturing, present, loving for our kids too. Okay. And then beyond that, what about the work we love? What about the vision? Like when I see Mamathon, I remember my event planner who she does these really incredible events where she does small retreats for this very select group of women. And she invites them and they go to the beach and they do the things and they powwow together. And I told her I love, 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 love what she does and how she does it for these really select group of women. I said, but when I see Mamathon, I see an ocean of beautiful women. We are not limited to only black and brown, right? Whoever wants to come and turn up, you can turn up, but you got to be willing to learn a line dance, right? You got to be willing to line dance and eat fried chicken and be chilling, okay? But come on to the cookout and hang with us. So we're not, I just see an ocean. Like when I close my eyes, I told my ladies, my spirits, my energy, my thinking, my next moves are in November. They're in November. Like in my mind, the Mamathon conference is already successful and done. I am willing, I am committed to making sure that it is everything that I see in my mind for it to be. Who do I need to become to get a yes, 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 yes on my next? Who is that person? That her result is guaranteed. She's absolutely 1000% going to do everything that she said she was going to do. Who is that person? Who are you when you become that person? That you see it, you know exactly what to do to go and get it, you do the process, and you follow through. Oh my goodness. You follow through. I would love to see who we become when we fully jump in, fully say yes, fully commit. And that's a beautiful picture. It's a beautiful picture. Okay? And so for all of us who are gathering here today, Facebook, Instagram, hey, LinkedIn, is this idea of making the shift accordingly because you set the pace. You get to decide the goal that you're going to achieve, right? Like you determine this. No one forced it on you, okay? And then from that place, you get to decide who you will become as you pursue this. You get to decide how determined. You get to decide how focused and clear and present you become as a leader, right? As a woman, as a wife, as a mom, you get to determine all those things. There's no right or wrong choice. It's just how you decide to go about it. That is your next thing, okay? So that's it for today. I've been live for 30 something minutes. I think I did pretty good. We're going to carry on with this day, but I want you all to decide, did God give me this goal? Did I give it to myself? Okay. Did I decide to create a deadline that doesn't work for the season of my life? And am I willing to become the person, hey baby, the person that that follows through? Okay, the person that follows through. That being said, my DMs are always open for those who want to discuss working together. I've been talking with moms all week about their audacious goals, with what's working, what's not working, the things that they want to pivot and do differently. All of those play together. They play a role in how successful we feel, how successful we are in terms of in relation to our goals. And then it also really helps us to illuminate or see the things that need to pivot and the things that need to change. Okay. So I welcome you to hop in my messenger after this live is over, okay? And let's set up a time to talk. On this call, you will share a myriad of details about yourself. You're going to tell me about your family, about your relationship, about your busy schedule. You're going to talk to me about what you do for a living. Some of my ladies are lawyers or entrepreneurs, they're therapists, they're professors, they are running for public office, they're doing a whole lot of different, really incredible jobs. But they all want to take up more space in some way in their own lives. And there's a disconnect that's there. And so I want you to bring everything that's inside your book bag, your invisible, emotional, mental book bag, everything that's in there. And we're going to lay it all out on the table. Okay. And during that time, you can share what your goals are for the coming year. And I'll share the ways that I can support you through productivity coaching. Okay. All right, y'all. I love you dearly. If you don't feel it, I hope that you do. Be incredible today. Take the next step. Hold yourself accountable for what you said you wanted, but still remember, like, you set the goal. You made this decision. You decided that this was what you were going to chase after. Because of that, you get to determine how fast you get there and who you become while you do it. All right. Love you guys so much, and I'll see you all next time.